Hello, Cancer. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Cancer is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. These readings are totally free. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Cancer, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Eight of Swords, classic overthinking energy. We sort of get into a pattern of thought and of rumination, right? Which is very often kind of a negative self-talk. It's not constructive. It's not productive. It's not finding any sort of clarity. It's a tangle of wires. It is us looping back in on the same, it's a figure eight, right? We're looping back in on the same problems, the same difficulties, the same questions, but we're not coming up with any new answers, okay? This is sort of representing for you the problem that we're facing right now. There's a direction that we're trying to take. There's something we're trying to manifest. Maybe we don't know what it is yet. Maybe we know what we want, but we're having a difficult time articulating it or believing that it's possible. Okay? But I think this is a kind of a good way to begin, right? Because at least we're recognizing that my thoughts, I need some sort of clarity, that I need to set my intentions properly and I need to get a clear plan going ahead, because just the way I've been doing it, thinking about things, I just feel like I'm getting more and more confused. It's like we're doing these math problems, but the more we're doing them, the more we're trying to focus on them, the more confusing all these numbers and symbols really look, and we're getting further and further away from the solution, okay? So we need to get out of this. And let's put some more cards out on the table. Here we have Two of Wands. We have the Hanged Man, Wheel of Fortune, High Priestess, and Queen of Cups. Over here we have here we go, Ace of Swords, clarity. We've got Discernment, Justice. We've got Balance, right? The Adjustment card. We have a fixed air energy with a Prince of Swords and a Six of Cups, the happiness, the pleasure, the joy of manifesting our goals. I feel like you're understanding the process of manifestation. You are becoming a better magician because you are concerned about something, because you have this struggle. This is the Two of Wands and the Eight of Swords. You're struggling with this idea in your head. You're wrestling with something intellectually. Okay? And maybe you're trying to figure out what your true path really is. Spirit wants you to figure out your intention. Okay? What is it that you want in life? And maybe this is kind of what we're needing to discover, right? Find out what you want most in life. Set the intention. Be emotional, be vulnerable, be honest with yourself. That's kind of taking us into this future card here. We have to set the intention. We have to take control here, okay? And it really is about your will. And it has to be something that you have the power to actually do. It's kind of like saying, I want to be healthy. Okay, what does that mean? Well, for me, probably got to lose about 20 pounds. And I want to start a regimen of exercise every day. I want to make healthy food choices, which means maybe I'm going to avoid drinking soda. I'm going to avoid having too much ice cream or something like this, right? We have the big goal, right? Healthy. That's what I want. How do we do that, right? We have to break it down into things that we can actually accomplish, things that we can define, some kind of operational definitions, okay? And that might be why we've had a little bit of trouble manifesting our goals, because we haven't been able to articulate it clearly. I want to lose 20 pounds, right? I want to stop eating ice cream. Okay, we set that intention. And I think maybe we do it in a more positive verbiage, like instead of I don't want to eat ice cream, it's saying I'm going to have ice cream once a week, or I'm going to make healthy food choices, okay? And I think we need to establish our intention for what we want. And it could be any kind of manifestation, whatever your authentic goals are in life. But let's select the mystery card, the bonus card, the confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right here with Jimbo, the Lizard King, aka Mr. Lizard, right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this program you feel like you know what that card is, put your prediction down in the comments. Now, looking around the room, we've got some major arcana, 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got a little bit of fire. We've got a little bit of water. We've got air, air, air. Okay, we don't have any earth. And I think the reason why there is no earth is because we haven't yet changed our behavior. And it also is absent because it doesn't matter what you're trying to do. It doesn't matter what your goals are. Everybody is different. We all have different things we're trying to manifest in our life. We may have several things. We want a certain amount of money. We want the good job. We want the good relationship. We want the health. We want a certain weight. We want a certain, maybe there's some material things that we want, right? We want a deeper relationship with our pets, our plants, our people, right? We want security. We want freedom, etc. We want spiritual experience. We want love. So it doesn't matter what your goals are, but it does matter that you have them. And what matters is that you can define what they are, okay? So with the Eight of Swords, to me, it feels like a lot of thinking, but not a lot of progress. We keep circling around the same questions. And maybe the questions are, what do I want? Or what am I doing? Or the question of, who am I? Why am I here? Okay? We've got a Two of Wands here, which is this idea of control. We have to understand that the only thing that we can control is our own thoughts, words, and deeds, our own behaviors, our own attitudes. We can control the energy that we're putting out into the world. Okay? We can control our intentions, and we can control what we choose to give our attention to. We can't control what other people do. We can't control the universe's response to us. We can control what kind of vibes we're putting out into the world. And if somebody else in your life isn't picking up on those vibes, okay, oh well. Doesn't mean that you're going to change your vibrations. You're putting out love into the world. You're putting out a very positive vibration from your heart chakra. It's going to connect with who it's meant to connect with. Okay? And that's authenticity, right? That's kind of knowing who you are and allowing your natural energy to flow forth from you. Okay? But the Two of Wands with our Eight of Swords, we are wrestling with something. Okay? It could be that there's a relationship that we're just not sure what to do about it. We're not sure how to formulate our plan, or what we need to do is set our intention. What is it that you want? Okay? That's what you need to look at right now. That's why we've got a Queen of Cups in the future position. You're going to lift the veil of your own heart here, and you're going to discover what you truly want in life. And that's going to be the starting point for us manifesting and activating the Wheel of Fortune to bring about the fulfillment of our goal. We set an intention and we work toward manifesting it. But first, we really have to know what it is we want. Our will cannot be two, it must be one. We can't set two, can you imagine setting two opposite intentions, I want a soulmate, romantic, marriage partnership thing, and then also setting an intention is I want to be single for the rest of my life, and they're competing with each other, and that's kind of where we're encountering this intellectual confusion, static, kind of a cognitive dissonance, because I think you're sort of wanting different things, and those different things that you want might be in a little bit of conflict with each other, right? And so the first thing we have to do is really discover underneath all of it, what do we truly want in life? What's the thing that you want to manifest right now? We discover that, we set our intention, and I think we're going to get the satisfaction from this. Okay, I think it's going to appear for you. So the Two of Wands feels like the problem right now. Feels like there's some sort of friction or conflict, and it may be there's a conflict with somebody else. It may be that this conflict is taking place within you. Okay. It's perhaps two people competing at work for the same promotion. Okay, and if both of you are very adamant that this is your true will, and both of you are setting the intention, and both of you are working hard to get it, you both can't get it, right? So whose manifestation is going to win? Who's going to get the promotion if both the two people are intending and trying to manifest the very same thing? It seems to me that one of them might be mistaken in what their true path really is. Okay, so it could be that we're trying to manifest something that really Spirit is saying that that's not what's meant for you. Yeah. We have the Hanged Man and the intuition. Sometimes there are things about life we don't want to accept. Is this a message from Spirit that's telling you to stop fighting for something? Okay, put your wand down for now and think about it, feel it. Do you really want this? Okay, is this intention true? Is this authentic? What does your intuition tell you? Okay, the High Priestess up top here is trying to lead you to your best life. But I wonder if there's something your intuition is telling you that you're trying to resist. Okay, I feel that there's a strong compassion and empathy in you, and I feel like sometimes your compassion can get you into trouble, right? Like I almost feel that you're someone who you can take up somebody else's fight sometimes. Yeah. Because you feel a bond, you feel a connection with people, and then it's sort of like you take on their concerns. You take on their fight, and it becomes your fight. Yeah. And that's a risk that we run being empaths or just generally being compassionate people, that we are able to feel the energy of another person and take some of that on as our own energy. Okay, so very often the Queen of Cups is suggesting that we protect ourselves against the energy of other people right now. Okay, there is some situation for you where you're tending toward getting personally involved with somebody. Spirit's telling you to keep it strictly professional. Don't get personal with this person. Okay? I don't know who the person is. Maybe a Libra energy, because we do have the Libra card here in that position of the relationship in the environment. I feel like it's somebody that is, I don't know if it's a customer, a client, or a coworker or something like this, or even if it's a friend or a family member. It's kind of like, don't take on their burden. Don't take on their fight. Okay? Their problem is not your problem. You can be there to support. I think you can be there in this mode of compassion and empathy and support, but you can't fight the battle for them, or you can't assume all of the risk of that battle. Does that make sense? The Hanged Man underneath everything. It may be this energy that's like, I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing and I'm going to help you. We're in this together. Let's go fight for this, And so it feels like you're like someone's trying to pull you in, to their, I don't know, maybe their drama or their fight or something like this. Someone's trying to pull you into a battle. Okay? And I think this is a battle it's not your battle. It's not your fight. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune in the past position here. I think that it's becoming apparent that you have strayed from your destiny a little bit in this particular matter. Not in life, not generally, but in this particular relationship with this person who may be a Libra person. It feels like they're a contemporary, someone about your age, so it feels like a sibling or a coworker or a friend or something like this, that they're trying to kind of draw you into their bovine excrement. And it's becoming very clear that this has taken you away from the trajectory that you had been on. I think when we begin to stray from our path, Spirit lets us know. I think your intuition is telling you that there's a reason you feel your Eight of Swords, Two of Wands, kind of the impasse, the struggle, the fight, the conflict in you right now, the confusion, the static. It's kind of like the further away you get from your own divine pathway, the more there's like a static and like a buzzing. And it's like we want to go back to the clarity, right? This is kind of like tuning the radio. When you get too far past the radio station, it just gets more staticky. I kind of dial it back the other way and get to where the signal is clear, right? I think anytime we stray from our destiny, stray from our true path, Spirit lets us know, because it seems like things kind of start to spiral out of control a little bit, that we feel sort of spun around. We feel the static, yeah? And that's a big message of this card. It's static. There's no discernible message in here. You're not tuned into a radio station here. With the Ace of Swords, you are. Okay? And so we may be curious, we may be wondering, like, how come my efforts aren't working? How come what I'm doing right now isn't having an effect? How come I'm not able to get the joy and the satisfaction of this accomplishment? How come what I'm intending is not manifesting? Why isn't it working? Well, maybe this is somebody else's manifestation, you know? Maybe this is something that we have just been conditioned to want. Maybe this is part of a story that we've been telling ourselves from our childhood or something, and maybe we're confused about this really being our authentic desire and will in life. And we're wondering why we reach this Two of Wands. The Two of Wands to me kind of feels like a stop sign, like there's a roadblock in front of you. And we're just like thinking, why? You know, like, why has Spirit blocked my path? You know? Well, there is a message. There is a message here from Spirit, but if we're not tuned in, we're not going to hear the message. We've got to retune our radio, right? Before we end up doing something that we're going to regret, before we put ourselves into any challenging situations, before we get ourselves in a situation that it's going to be probably very painful to get ourselves out of, before we end up making things worse for ourselves or sacrificing things that we're not being asked to sacrifice. Okay, or going down a river that's not our river. Okay, following a path that's somebody else's path. We need to look into our heart. We need to lift the veil. We need to be honest, and we need to be accepting and compassionate about ourselves. We got to really love ourselves and say, is this really what I want? Is this really me? Or is this my parents talking? Are these my friends' paths? Is this somebody else's, drama? Is this something else, or is this really mine? Okay. And sometimes, especially for someone who is highly compassionate or an empath, it's hard to discern whether this is my karma or somebody else's. Is this the thing I want, or is this what my dad wanted? Or is this what my family wanted? Or is this what my ancestors wanted? Or is this what the world wants, or society, or the internet, or all sorts of things? Where are we getting our needs and wants, So this is an introspective card. It suggests that we look deeper. We look beyond just the reflection at the top, the surface level, just reflecting the desires of the world. We have to look deeper than that, into the shallow end of the pool, and see, okay, am I just like chasing pleasure and running away from pain? We have to go deeper than that and say, what does my soul really want? Who am I? Why am I here? And what is it that not what does my ego want? What does my soul need? Because we could be a conflict between the ego and the true self here. And that's why there is this sort of, it feels like a tension headache. It feels like we're really frustrated here, kind of mentally, a mental frustration. Yeah. You have no problem sacrificing. You have no problem putting yourself into a challenging situation. You have no problem giving up giving up something in order to achieve your goals. That's not the issue. But it's Spirit's way of asking you, is this really what you're supposed to do? Are you sure you're on the right path? And then the ego says, yeah. And then Spirit says, are you sure? And the ego says, yeah. And then one more time, Spirit's going to say, are you sure? Take a deeper look at things. Okay? Strive for the clarity of the Ace of Swords, and I think we'll find our authentic self, and we'll realize what desires and what needs are ours and which are our friends, our society, our parents. Okay? Now, the Ace of Swords is your general energy. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. These readings are free. The general energy is this card of clarity, that we're looking for the needle in the haystack. We're looking for the strong signal from the transmitter in midst of all of the static. We're really trying to tune in to that message, to get that connection with Spirit and to be able to sort of, receive the message from the High Priestess, who is, by the way, always trying to lead you to your best life. The High Priestess knows what's best for you. The ego doesn't always, acquiesce, doesn't always listen, right? This is about us trying to listen and accept what Spirit is telling you. I think Spirit is telling you that this fight is not your fight. The reason we feel this frustration is because we're trying to force a path that's not meant for us. And I think it involves another person in your life. That may be a Libra person. And it may really be this idea that that relationship is supposed to just be a professional, cordial, business relationship. It's not something that you need to take on personally as part of your karma. Don't take on somebody else's stuff. Okay? So we have this card of discernment. Now that we've tuned into the radio station, we're able to understand the words that are coming through, the message, and that message is allowing us to make the right decision, to be able to say yes and no to things. We're judging things. We're judging the relative value of everything, of everyone, and it's not an ego judgment. We're not being judgmental. We're not judging something's intrinsic value. It is our own higher wisdom and discernment that is able to judge the people, places, and things in our lives accurately. We're able to say no to people. We're able to say yes to things that are for us and say no to things that aren't. That's going to allow all the tension of the Two of Wands to resolve into an Ace of Wands, basically. I'm hoping the mystery card will be an Ace of Wands. And then we know what our intention are, and we don't feel that we're at odds with ourselves. The ego at odds with the true self, And in a way, it's the High Priestess moving upward and the Hanged Man moving downward. There's a separation here. Rather than, if it was this way, then, let's say the Hanged Man and the High Priestess are holding hands. They're flowing together. There's a connection. But the way you have it, they're flowing in different directions. Okay? So your heart is in the right place. But I think that we have some confusion about what our path really is supposed to be. You mean well. But I think that we need the clarity and the discernment. We need to take a real look inside of us and figure out what our path is supposed to be, because there's a reason why your manifestations aren't working. It's not because you didn't think hard enough about it. It's not because you don't want it bad enough. It may be because we are wanting the wrong thing, that we need to adjust our intention a little bit, tune into that radio station, and then your manifestation will happen quickly. Okay? It's not from lack of trying. It's not because Spirit doesn't want you to succeed. It's not because you are not strong enough, or you don't want it bad enough, but we just need to adjust what we want a little bit. Okay? And the difficulty here is kind of accepting that truth, because the ego wants what it wants. But the soul needs what it needs, and that's going to take priority. So in the position of the obstacle, you have the fixed air energy, the Prince of Swords. And the Prince of Swords is saying, like, it's kind of hard for you to change your mind. When you get your mind is fixed on something, it's difficult for you to sort of, tune the other radio station. Or maybe it's not even that there's been so much static. Maybe we've tuned to the wrong station. We've tuned to somebody else's radio station, somebody else's broadcast. And now, in an effort to find our own, we got to go through the static. To go from one radio station broadcast to the other, I don't know if anybody remembers those old radio dials. To go from one broadcast to the other, you got to go through the static in between. So that might be where we are, where we're going from somebody else's broadcast to our own, and right now we're in that static. We got to keep tuning in, okay? And then once we tune in, we lock in. And we lock in and we manifest our goals. We write it down. Spirit's telling you to put it down on a sheet of paper what your goal is. Read it to yourself every day. Fold it up, put it in your wallet or your purse or your pocket. Take it out and read it every single day. And make it a clear and concise statement of what you want, in a positive way, and really in a here and now way. I am making healthy food choices. I am making healthy food choices. I am losing 20 pounds, whatever it is. I am getting the promotion at work. I am getting the promotion at work. I have financial security. I have saved, $1,000 or whatever. And read it every day as often as we can. And believe that it's possible. Visualize it. What would it look like? Say, I am living a healthy lifestyle. What does that mean? If you had to picture it in your head, what would the details look like? Okay? We need a little bit of the earth energy, because I think you need to very literally visualize the specific details of what you want. Once you tune in, you realize what it is you want, you got to be specific. You've got to be able to see what that means. I'm a healthy person. Okay, what does that mean? Okay, well, it means that I'm picking the broccoli out of the fridge instead of the ice cream. It means that I'm jogging. It means, I'm on the bike. It means that I'm doing some jumping jacks, It means that my pants are fitting a lot looser. We can visualize all of these things. And every time we pull out that sheet of paper and we read it, we say it out loud, we say it to ourselves, we whisper it, we think it, we visualize it at the same time. It can take 30 seconds, or it can take 30 minutes, however much time you have. We do that as often as we can. At least once a day, at least every morning and every night, let's say. And your physical body will begin doing that, okay? We're sort of seeding the unconscious. And your physical body will start making that happen for you. You won't even know it, but your hands are going to be molding that reality out of clay and say, here you go, this is what you wanted. Okay, it's almost effortless. Almost. The Six of Cups at the end is the satisfaction, the joy, the pleasure, the love of having accomplished your goal. Okay, but the will has to be one. We can't have conflicting intentions here. You want to manifest, you have to have one manifestation, and you see it through. Okay? Or if you do have multiple, I think that we start with one. And when we add on another one, it has to be in conformity with the whole system. So it's not conflicting with anything we've previously set our intention on. Does that make sense? The Six of Cups is success. It is the feeling of bliss at having accomplished your goals. Now I want to look at the mystery card. I'm thinking either an Ace of Wands or it's going to be a Ten of Pentacles. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Let's see what we have. That's the Queen of Cups. This one again. It's basically confirming that, yeah, you need to find out what you want, what your spirit and soul need. Not what ego wants, not what your friend wants, not what your dad wanted, what you want. What is your intention? What's the purpose that you have? Very often, the failure to manifest isn't about doing it wrong. It's about kind of wanting the wrong thing. It's about having a goal or an intention that's not in line with your true self. And it's basically your true self or your guardian angel saying, no, that's not it. If that's what you pursue, it's going to be stressful. And it's not stressful in the good way, like it's hard, like you're working hard and it's, no, it's stressful like you're going to feel something that's really frustrating, a lot of tension in your soul because deep down somewhere you know that it was the wrong thing for you to pursue. So we have two Queens of Wands, right? Or of Cups. Not the Queen of Wands, but maybe in the extended reading. We have to, Queen of Wands. We got to find the thing. We got to lift the veil of our desires here and find out the difference between what I want and what ego wants and what soul needs. Yeah. Let's do an extended reading. All right, we're going to do an I Ching reading. We'll do some oracle cards. There's a link in the corner here, and there's a link down below. New readings for Cancer on Tuesdays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. These readings are totally free. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.